Side note. Oh my god.
But yeah. But yeah, Bub is always entertaining, and if you ever get a chance to just sit down and watch some of his other games, you'll see that it's more, this, I think we're kind of his fuck-up group. He just copes with the shit that we throw, and he's just like, oh, fuck it. Let's see how much worse it can get.
What the fuck did I come back to?
We were talking about your Bubfest hole.
We're talking about your smooth hole.
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking about... Oh, wait a minute. That's a reference I should have realized. But, no, we were just talking about you being a good DM.
Oh.
With Rangorf.
Well, nice.
Now he knows you're lying.
Yeah, Rangorf confirmed it, or you're all in cahoots, and... well, there could be worse things.
We bribed him.
Yep, that's it.
You gave him rep, you just didn't see the transaction.
No, we're not
It's Oliver
free-spirited,
Collins
Morningstar. We're fuck-ups is what we are.
Can I want to say something that I found funny. You said, Bub, the sword that I have is Heartseeker, correct?
Heart's Desire.
But not, the...
It has the ability Heartseeker, yes.
Yeah, I clicked the wrong name.
That's a lot of dice.
Yeah, it is. What I was going to mention is that for it being a lawful sword, I found it immediately funny when I looked it up, and the aura is necromancy. Gave me a hearty chuckle.
Yeah. Bad people can be necromancers. Not all necromancers are bad people, right?
That's true.
So just because it's a necromantic aura doesn't mean it's necessarily a...
Yeah. I in my mind, when I hear necromancy, I think very stereotypical, like, green glowing death sword, and I imagine him going like, this is a sword that will uphold the law, and one that is revered in many eyes, and it's just sitting there glowing with death.
Not quite.
Something about that just sounds funny as shit to me.
Yeah, no, that is a
and Cort being
off.
Completely oblivious to magic, just being like, that sword looks so good! It looks like the sword of a good person. I love it. But I'm quite happy with this.
You just can't be mad at a necromancer, man. Like, how can you be mad at a guy trying to start a family?
Exactly.
Yeah,
he's just trying to bring families together.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nothing bad about that at all.
Hey, you gotta admit, necromancers are the ultimate when it comes to recyclers.
Going with that Lion Kid makes me want to think my past character's son, who we forced to leave the town, is going to start picking up necromancy because of our group.
Why are you guys trying to pick on the guy who's just trying to raise a family?
Just want to say, I don't know why, but in my head, I just have Spider Frog. Does whatever a spider frog
I really wish there was a little more nuance to it, and whenever I decided to shoot web out, it just came out looking like my tongue was shooting out something.
Could that please be
that's the great thing about it. The problem is when your tongue detaches. Like that poor frog!
That's when it just grows back in his mouth. It's like a lizard tail, but faster.
I'm gonna liken this to that actual like frog from X-Men. His ability to just be like,
fucking Toad.
Yeah, Toad. Yeah, where he fucking
not a frog.
Hits you with that phlegm. Yeah, hits you with the phlegm and it sticks.
Toad.
Yes. It's like I said, dragon and cow. They're so fucking wildly different.
I like the idea of Will, because going with the bad idea of a like poorly designed game. He's like a Spider-Man game where it doesn't quite actually reach his wrist. It's just off.
Worst part is his hitbox is super off as well.
Worse yet. No,
playing Gibby now.
Just imagine this frog crouching down, and all of a sudden, web is shooting from like 4 feet above its head.
That's what, like, it's gonna come from behind him, like randomly. Just.
What do you think is gonna happen when he gets into combat with someone who tries to strike him in the face with a sword, and he's like, "My fucking shins!"
It's actually a trip attempt when they were trying to hit him in the head.
Yeah, basically.
You cut my legs off. Now I'm a
they hit one of your legs.
Now I'm
Right
an
with, yeah, exactly. I'm an ant. My nublins, look at him go. Just-
Or worse yet, when he's climbing up walls. Or worse yet, when he's climbing up walls, but it looks like the frog is just kind of levitating up 3 feet away.
He has like the Invader Zim backpack kind of thing, but it's just invisible. He just slowly goes upwards.
No, man, it's straight up gonna look like I'm just walking like Chris Angel style up the wall.
Mind freaked.
only if you fucking get into the camera and you're just like, whoa. Give him the fucking eyes, man.
You gotta
give him the
let
eyes
go.
and then
you gotta
dart the
let go
tongue
of
out over one of
reality.
them.
Well,
You gotta open up the pathways. You gotta realize that reality is just a construct of the man, and with that, I can levitate on this
There is no
building.
spoon.
It is only belief.
Lord Mayor's like, what the F? What's happening?
Oh my god!
Remember that gold you had in your pocket? Look in your hand. Oh my god, mind free.
That's
Go
right.
watch all those videos again. I watched them like a month ago.
Okay. Returning back to the shenanigans of this group, guys. We've each had individual scenes. You've all pulled off some interesting things.
I just have David playing in my head now.
Yes. You reconvene. You begin heading back to the bathhouse. Eventually, you'll replace the sign that says Oryx Bathhouse. You'll have it removed.
It just reads Bumblefucks. No designation of what the building is, just Bumblefucks.
As long as it's not like the Bumblefuck Bathhouse, that's going to send the wrong message.
Or the right one.
No.
Yeah, we'll get all the right customers.
I'll rename it. I'll literally just make a sign that says Cauldron Guildhall, and then just put name TBD because we haven't come up with a name yet.
Literally, the first person to show up is going to be Charlie. All right? The Bumblefuck Bathhouse, and he's just there like,
He's there waggling his finger in the corner.
That's right.
Meanwhile, I'm just pointing over at Jacob like, don't do it.
Stop!
Jacob, why's your tail so stiff? What? No, it's not. What? No. Just straight out from his body. Like a 4-foot tail.
I command you to go flaccid.
10 out of 10 would rate on Yelp. He just like, I can't. The body wants what the body wants.
It's gonna be like fucking all I do is went up and here's up, down, up, down.
And now I'm just picturing like the ruler on the side of the desk noise. Over and over again.
Lord. Man, 1 out of 10. I didn't receive what the sign portrayed at all. That's right.
Oh shit!
And the tails go up.
And they
They
say
stay there. They stay there. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh shit!
Good. Bring the temperature down a
We
little
need
bit.
another 3-minute break.
All right.
You know, I've gone all this time without bringing my prehensile tail into
the song
game.
is called All I Do Is Sin.
I'm proud of you, Sniper.
All I do is sin, 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 no matter what. Oh man, that's a dandy rap single waiting to happen.
Got Charlie on my mind.
Oh no.
You never get enough.
For this game, it's Nabby. Got Nabby on the mind. I can never get enough. All right. So, I'm just going to pass the floor to you guys. Hopefully, you get tired of the shenanigans.
Well, I mean, if we're time-lapsing, then, I mean, it's trying to use that time to, I guess, have Ulhime get his shield made after Thelsa's stuff.
We're not going to time
And
lapse.
then,
That it's not like that. We're going to put you back in the bathhouse because I imagine there are some conversations to be had.
Yeah.
Well,
Everybody
as
got
far
something
as
very different.
Yeah, as far as Jakob and Klaus, I'd imagine that we're going to head straight back for the bathhouse now that he isn't an eyesore. And me, I'm just doing pretty good at keeping my hood, my tail tucked away and my hood pulled down.
Oh my god, I just realized you fucking look like a tonberry.
Oh my god.
He looks like a tiny little bipedal frogman in brown robes. You look like a fucking tonberry, Klaus.
No,
You're not fucking wrong.
He needs
the
a
knife,
giant butcher's knife.
Yeah, that's all. He just
And a
walked around
lantern.
with it.
which
Well,
is
you
dumb
don't-
because
you-
it's like
you don't
he
play
can
Final
only move 5 feet per round, but if he hits you with it, it auto kills you.
I got you.
Want me to ruin an image for you? Nigel Tonberry.
No.
Here you go.
Stabbing.
Look in Discord.
But yeah, I would make my way back,
Those guys are fucking assholes, by the way. Fuck them.
and then I guess once I get there, I would start informing the group of what's happening, especially with the tax that the mayor's imposed and the possible trouble that it might bring to us.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
You guys are all roughly going to return at about the same time. Thelsa was there already. She didn't technically leave, she just went outside.
Yeah.
So yeah, as we meet up. So, I've put some things in motion.
Bless you.
We might have the Blue Duke on our side to help us with the issue of the vampire threat. But along with that, some issues arose. It seems that the mayor is not as forthright as he appears to be, and wishes to impose a tax in my name.
Whoa. The mayor? When did
Here's
you
my
run
mark.
into the mayor?
I'm assuming Cort would probably walk up, now brandishing 2 swords on his back. We ran into him before we got into the guardhouse, actually. And Cort would stride on up.
The guardhouse. You didn't run into the Lady Green, did you?
She
Who?
said no.
Oh, she's one of Jared's lieutenants.
No.
Yeah, that's
we
one
ran-
you really want to avoid and be cautious around.
We talked to the mayor, and we talked to Jared about the vampires. And I think Ulhime went somewhere.
I went to Mavu's imports. I talked to his wife. I let her know about the threat that looms beneath us. She says that that we actually need a large form of income to supply the imports that we could get coming into that city.
Supply what imports?
The weapons and armor for the orcs.
We're arming the orcs now.
Yes, they would be more outfitted than the soldiers currently here in the city.
Klaus, aren't they the baddies?
They're the ones that are going to be on the
thought
front
that's
lines, so they're going to need it.
I may not be a fan of them, but Olheim's right. We do need all the help we can get.
What have they done wrong to you guys?
Olheim
Quartz-
shakes his head.
Cort's gonna slap Jacob on the back. Look, we can deal with it if it, becomes too much of an issue.
Look, the point is, we need to find a way to get these funds soon before this first tax wave.
Klaus,
Tax.
If we can do that.
What
you-
tax?
You and probably Thelsa, since these two are engaged right now in conversation, you and Thelsa likely notice that there is an unusual positive candor about Cort. And it doesn't take much to realize that he actually is brandishing a new weapon. It hangs over shoulder. You've not seen where he's gotten this before, but he still has the other one as well that you had equipped him with. Doesn't seem nearly as important or special, but the positivity has returned. Not in full force, enough so that it's noticeable, however. Continue.
As I said, the mayor wishes to impose a tax in my name to help the orcs, but I think he's just doing this to acquire more money for himself and the nobles. Which is why we need to find a way to acquire these assets before this first tax wave.
Taxes are rough, especially with the poverty that half of the city's living in now.
Right. Ulhime,
Correct.
what did you go to do? I thought you were just going to talk to Jared.
I did. But we can't do this alone.
But yeah, now we're outfitting mercenary orcs. We're importing
they live here
arms.
in the city. They're just as much as people as we are here. They're citizens.
I still miss why you guys hate them so much.
We don't.
It's not that I hate them. It's just that from what I understand, they had something to do with the last Skellering fellow.
Cort's gonna raise his hand quietly.
Yes, Cort.
I think he's scared they might rebel after this. Not that he hates them.
I don't think they are. They just want to make a home for themselves like anyone else. And as far as them being involved with the other Skellering, I already know the story. It's not as it appears to be.
Oh, so glad to be involved in that. So, you've gone out, you've hired a contingent of, orcs, or half-orcs rather. You've set up an order for incoming arms and armor, which I have no idea how we're planning to fund. And somehow or another, you've created a tax in the city in your name.
More or less.
How long? You weren't gone for more than a couple hours.
I respect it. He gets things done.
He works fast, man.
So what did you do during your couple hours, Jacob?
He flirted.
It was not flirting.
It was flirting.
With whom?
Charlie.
You went to go to the magic shop. I forget the name.
The Shining
Shining
Tome.
Tome.
The Shining Tome, yes.
Well, I tagged along with Klaus because, he's slightly changed, but no, he needed to do something about the whole tippity tap thing.
He does. He is the frog right now, right?
Yes.
He is
You look
assumes,
significantly cuter like this.
he assumes yet another form. Yeah.
Yeah. Upon actually noticing it and it being shifted to the focus of the conversation, Cort's gonna just kind of crouch down.
He's looking right at your crotch, Klaus. Or at least from what you can see.
He would essentially be looking eye to eye with this and just kind of like, oh.
I'll peer down at him and
Looks
And he
from above his head, my eyes are up here.
You're looking at the wrong guy there, bud.
he's gonna like look up into the nothing and he's gonna pat the head still, like pat.
Yep.
I guess it would be rather than like a pat, it'd be pat.
Yep. You were just gripping on to some spider torso.
Pat, stroke.
And he's gonna kind of look down, look up, look down.
It's a little weird, yeah. No, but apparently he picked up a really nifty mask.
Look.
He's just gonna be poking various parts around him, trying to figure out the dimensions of this random body.
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Ulhime,
looking
like,
away.
Ulhime puts his hand like down on Cort's like cut that
Stop
shit
it.
out.
You slap his hand away.
No, I don't even like to think he's like slapping. He's just no.
Klaus, would it be possible to go back to Occipitus?
I suppose. I don't see any reason why we couldn't.
Do you think we might be able to find anything to sell there? Old weapons, armor.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty to sell there. It just depends on how long you're willing to stay there and the losses that we're willing to take. I mean, it's not exactly a safe place.
Yeah, I mean, there
Yeah,
was
time-
that field of...
Time moves faster there, though. It's slower here. I believe we were gone for, what,
We could spend
hours?
a great deal
We
of
were there
time
for
there.
weeks.
And
Whatever we can amass from that place, if we can get the funds to here, we should do that. If you're okay with me entering your domain.
I certainly don't mind. There's a bit of housework that needs to be done, you might say.
Speaking of which, I've also fronted 1,000 gold into our guild house. It's going to be overtaking some repairs soon.
Speaking of guild house, I was talking to Dukobras. He came by to talk about your shield, and he was mentioning that he would like to go unbothered for 2 days' time in order to hone his craft. I don't fully understand, but he didn't say much. He just said that he didn't want to be bothered.
Just gives her a nod.
He's got plenty on his mind.
Very well. Well, at least for now, I would like to head to Occipitus if you're okay with that, Klaus. That way we can start getting these things together to sell.
Well, I certainly don't see an issue with it if no one else does.
I mean, if nothing else, that's where we got some of those, angelic holy items. Given that the upcoming war with dear old dad is going to involve plenty of demons, it's probably not a horrible idea, but last I remember, the things we had to do and the fights we had to come across, it was fairly deadly for both of you.
You're right, but I think a little's changed now since he has some command of the place.
It is your plane, Klaus.
And he's not you, okay? So, there's fucking that. No, I'm just kidding. But,
it is your plane. It was gonna be mine, but it is your plane.
You see Ulhime kind of slap his shoulder, like why are you saying that? Like he full on, he slaps your arm, right as you say that.
Ulhime's just the dad of the group. That's apparently how this works.
Just looks at it, he's like,
What
why do
are
you gotta
you,
keep bringing
dip?
that up? What did we talk about when we got back?
Okay, yes, he's a friend. Not like he did it on purpose.
Friend,
He so
not
fucking
food.
totally did. Forgive and forget. Forgive and forget.
You say this as you're looking down at a
Conceal,
Tonberry.
Don't feel. Conceal. Don't feel.
This little micro Gripply is just looking at you with this smug ass look, like
The Kevin Smith side smile.
I did that shit on purpose.
He's like,
I could
Yeah,
always,
Fuck you gonna do
just
about it?
Turn Jacob into a rat or something for a little while.
Ulhime will look to Thelsa.
Cort. Before you do this, Cort, can I get a perception, please?
sure.
He dies.
I
He sees the
dropped that
Thanos
card.
snap. He dies.
Hold on, my character sheet closed. I almost rolled a profession. Almost the right thing.
Why is there so many dice? Oh, that just.
Okay. You'll notice. It's up to you if you take much stock in this, but you'll notice that that Thelsa's weapon is missing. I say this particularly because you still have an attachment to that weapon, just because you're moving on with your life, or at
Yeah,
least
I'm
attempting to.
I'm not just brand new fix.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's still some kind of tie there.
I think noticing it, Cort wouldn't do anything yet.
Okay.
Where's my master's sword, you hoe?
What the fuck, man? Cort, rather than immediately jumping to the fact of, oh, she's boiling down the weapon to make a stabby thing so she can go find more people to stab. More of the lines of, it's probably in the bedroom kind of thing, or wherever Thelsa slept for the night.
Yeah.
She just didn't grab it.
Do you actually think that?
I would say because we're in town, maybe.
Give me a will save.
Sure. Keeps closing every time I tab out. I don't like that. Where is the will?
You have a strange, like, itch with it, right? Like, this isn't the kind where you are dominated, where you absolutely feel like you must do this without fail, but you certainly have a bit of an itch that begs to be scratched. You
need to know where the sword is.
You need to know where this sword is. You want to see it. And if it's not at her side and you think it's in her room, you would excuse yourself to a degree.
That's what I was actually going to go on to say after saying that. I don't think he would immediately blurt out, "Where's the sword?" He would think it's in there. I'm trying to think if he would just say, "Oh boy, I am suddenly exhausted. Catch you guys tomorrow." And then raid the bathhouse, because I don't think he's that stupid, but he is that stupid too sometimes.
If it's something very simple, if you're trying to justify a reason, there's no point in you carrying 2 bastard swords.
I mean, that's very true.
Cort's gonna have to do as he's told. He's in the service of the steward now.
Getting that, noticing it, getting that itch. I guess the first thing would be asking Thelsa, I guess, rather than trying to make a scene out of it. Thelsa, where's the sword? And you'd see him not quite twitch, but skip a beat in a sense.
You think I would carry it on my person? Literally everybody in this room wanted to destroy it not 2 days ago.
His eyes would probably shift to the bathhouse doors rather than the Klaus.
I know where it is, and it's not broken or being destroyed or something like that, and that's what's important to me.
Give me a bluff.
Yeah.
And I would say, let me see what his bluff is. Would I roll sense motive in addition to it? Or
it doesn't even matter what he rolls. You would certainly question that.
Yeah.
You would, without a doubt, question that.
While questioning it as well, I think he's going to look to Ulhime. Because Ulhime was talking to him while he was on the way to the guard's house about it. Saying that... Go ahead.
Even if you roll well in this scenario and you're convinced that you see through the lie, you have actionable cause here because they were threatening her life and she refused to drop the weapon.
Yeah.
As far as Jakob even charging her with his weapon.
I wasn't there to see that, though. I was in the back.
He was.
Very good point.
I didn't see any of that. I didn't know that she didn't drop the sword.
That's right. You did not.
And I didn't know that everyone but me wanted to break the sword until roughly 3 seconds ago.
Okay.
Because the last I heard, Ulhime was telling me on the way to the guardhouse, we need to not break that sword. It's important right now.
Fair.
Because Cort's... If it wasn't for Ulhime saying that, Cort would have dashed into the bathhouse right now, ready to go slap a motherfucker. Oh, man.
You doing a sense?
I mean, yeah, probably.
Go for it.
Just to generally see if she is telling the truth.
And remember, you have rerolls. That's really bad.
I have like a 1 on a sense motive, so like, it's not. Might as well.
It's not that much better.
So, Bob, do I see through the line now?
You still have 2 luck rerolls.
Okay,
if you roll a 5, you should just log out.
Feel free to answer this question. How much longer do you think we plan on going? If you don't want to answer that.
To be honest, not a whole lot.
Okay, then yeah. Might as well use them while we have them. All right.
You're not
It's
certain.
getting better.
Yeah, you're not certain, right? Like, you can't tell if Thelsa is lying to you or not, but she's definitely not giving you all of the truths yet. There's been a lot of things that she's kind of withheld.
I'd say, honestly, for the first time the group is seen, Cort wouldn't blindly accept the answer, and you'd see him kind of look at Thelsa kind of like, are you... What? And then after kind of looking at Thelsa questionably, darting over to Ulhime.
Would Ulhime and Jakob care to roll on this? Is this something that would interest your character to determine if she's lying?
I would be talking to Klaus about preparation for Occipitus. Not that I don't want to roll, but realistically, my focus would be on him.
Yeah, and Jakob is more focused on the Ulhime Klaus conversation and really could care less about this weapon since Thelsa's already basically commanded him to not fuck around with it.
Fair enough.
Not that I don't want to roll, but I think realistically, story-wise, I wouldn't be involved in the conversation at hand.
You got it.
Seeing Ulhime probably busy, Cort probably would stand up, turn to Thelsa and say, "Are you sure you don't know where it is?"
Or, I'm positive I do know where it is.
Yeah, I'm You said it was in the bathhouse, right?
I didn't specify.
No, you just said
he said that he's sure it's not being broken further or it's been destroyed or anything like that.
Yeah. He's gonna look you in the eye and say, "Why are you being so specific?"
Because I know that not only you, but the other party members are after it. And I know that if I don't keep it hidden and in a place where I know where it is, then some harm could come to it or it can fall out of my possession, which is not what I want. And albeit I understand you want this back, but I don't think you realize how much it means to me now. And what was it for you? I still don't fully understand why it's such a possession for you.
That sword is the last remnant of my town and my master.
It's only a cracked weapon. You know what happens when something holds you back? You let it go and you move forward. I don't keep pieces of my past. I eliminate the past that's holding me back.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh! That was spicy!
Damn.
God damn!
Sorry, but I had to fucking call that out. That was damn. Ulhime just creates a mic and goes boof.
Prestidigitation, a mic in your hand and drop it. I understand we don't think alike, but I can't grasp why you're stuck on this weapon, especially now that you've got a new fancy sword.
Cort is going to look you dead into the eye. And in the most serious face that I would assume anyone would have seen so far, the closest it would have been would be his in-battle face. I'm going to break that.
You can try.
Oh my god, are they about to have a fucking dance-off? I'm so ready for this.
I start river dancing right on him, right now!
You ain't ready for my river dance, man.
It's the kind of river dance that literally gives you a heart attack.
You ever seen the log driver's waltz? I'll show you the log driver's waltz.
It turns out that he's actually dual classed into Bard, and he's like cruel world.
Plus 16 performance river dance. Let's.
Oh yeah, the demon that was Slade, he was actually a Bard, and I gained a lot of his powers.
So little did we know, Weejas is actually just the god of dance.
Basically.
Yeah, he decides to go ahead and dance like It from the movie.
Fucking holding his place in his head in the same spot. Arms moving. Yeah. Fucking weird, man.
Just like super intense stare down.
Romy has the right thing. In order to assert my dominance, I T-pose at him. Just aggressively at him. That's the easiest way to assert.
Lord.
Cort's not gonna get into this right now. He's not gonna attack Thelsa. That would be a rash decision and would endanger the party, especially in the middle of the streets. He's not happy, and for the first time, the party has probably seen Cort actually angry. But I believe the rest of you are kind of busy, so it would only be Thelsa who would see this.
Yeah, we're paying you zero fucking attention.
And in doing so, Cort's a kid. He's actually going to storm away. Not huffy and puffy, but he's just gonna leave and go into the bathhouse.
Okay.
Take a breather.
You do take a breather.
Oh, don't you slam
Before
the
I
fucking door.
slap you in the face.
Cort,
Dude, I dare you.
Cort, give me a
Don't
perception,
find doors
please.
in the house.
Sure thing.
As you walk off to the rear side of the bathhouse, realizing that you have to put away this extra blade, still steaming from this interaction with Thelsa, you see the first bit of real tragic infighting. There is purpose. There's no longer just kids picking on each other. It's legitimately a cause and concern. The threat that she offered was legitimate. You felt it, and you know that she meant it. But as you move off onto the sleeping area, where you've essentially staged yourself with the others to sleep at night, to rest away your woes, to repair your body, a figure darkens the open door. And then another. And another.
Oh boy.
You hear the multiple footfall.
Oh boy.
In order.
Oh boy.
A woman steps through carrying a halberd.
Oh boy.
And the session will end with Jared Skellering and Kiana Green. Jakob.
Jakob hops on Ulhime and is just like, ah! Yeah!
You are to be
Slam.
seen. You are to be seen for your crimes committed in this town. The theft of the lives of the innocent. We have seen you fleeing multiple locations, dead bodies beyond. Many people have suggested that there is much foul play. Pretty much circles everything that you do. Jared says, it's true. It's true. Everyone's sold you down the river, friend. And now it's time to pay the piper, my friend. I have to jail you.
Yeah, Jacob's gonna kind of look at Ulhime, and he knows Ulhime went to speak with Jared, and he's gonna get that look like,
Ulhime shakes his head like, I didn't say shit.
yeah, Ulhime's like, I didn't snitch, bro.
In-
Just get stitches, you know me, man.
In company are 2 half-orc guards and the Blue Duke. The Blue Duke bringing himself inside of this facility, seemingly stepping in. He comes with manacles. Says, this can go easy or hard. Your choice.
Ulhime will put his hand up and just be like, just give me your blade, Jacob. Go for them. Go with them for now. We're not going to start conflict here. I'll figure this out. Jacob.
What does Jacob do?
Jacob is actually going to be hovering his hand like up by his shoulder with this oversized blade, and he's kind of like cutting his glance between Ulhime and the group, and he's like, I've told you about her.
I know, but can't do this with all of them here. Not now.
I don't know. I feel pretty good about my chances.
Jacob.
Would this stir me from my sleep?
You didn't go to sleep. This is literally right after, like as
I
Cort
stormed
walked
As
away.
as Cort is walking away, before even Cort leaves, this is happening.
Yeah.
Ulhime like slowly puts his hands up toward the strap of the sword and the I guess how the sword's being held, and he just like tries to untie it like not like this.
From
Nah, he'll grab the strap, unbuckle it, and then swing it off. You better.
Ulhime will grab it.
This. You better be right about this. And he'll walk up to the Blue Duke and Jared, and he'll look to her, and look to Lady Green, and he'll look at Jared. I don't trust her. Don't leave me alone with her. It's all I ask, and I'll come quiet.
Say that one more time for me, please. Sorry, I was interrupted.
I don't trust her. Do not leave me alone with her. I'll come quietly on those conditions.
Jared kind of looks over to Kiana, but she never breaks vision with you. Understood. Manacle him. The Duke's enormous hands clasp around your wrists, bringing down the manacles. When he frees them, you notice something very interesting. They're not just basic manacles.
Of course you're not.
Spell locked, I'm guessing.
They're spell-locked manacles.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Besides, they got so much money now.
When you see them, the Blue Duke notices you see them as he's unclasped his hands from around your wrists, and he says, "Everyone has tricks. It's nothing personal."
It's not like it was unknown.
And that's where we will end tonight's session.
Dang, dude, bro, like that line was hot, dude. That was fucking hot. I was like, oh my god, he did it.
Not all of us have families to just murder.
I was like, if I had a paper wastebasket, I just throw a piece of paper in there. I'm like, count that shit, bro. That shit was dope.
It was a swish.
They're like, where's Ulhime going? And he's like, hold on, I'll be right back. And he just comes back with the trash can, just puts it in front of him. He's all, don't get it! He's all, got that line. He's all, also, it's wrong. Don't kill your family.
No, it's okay. He doesn't have any family left to kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
That was
Let go of the past. Kill them all.
That was fucking sick,
None
dude.
of us have families now. Thelsa
That line was too fucking hot.
The last time I got that excited about a line in this game was when Malgrim said, "I used to be a lot of things." And he was like,
friends.
"Let's fucking
You
go."
are our friend!
And before that,
starts.
the last time I got that excited was literally the fucking Zidane headbutt in... if you're familiar with the Zidane headbutt in soccer. That shit, yeah, that was good. That was good. That was... chef
Before
kiss.
that was shrub, neck snap.
No, I just shrugged at that. I was like, God damn it. Yeah, it was good stuff, guys. You did really well. This is where I would typically give you a shout out, but I don't think most of you are streamers. Annie, would you like to say anything about your channel?
I play video games, and I'm real bad at it.
Oh
But I
my
have
God.
a small community that's basically a little bit from every community that I've been a part of. And it's the people that like me. And like Courier says, I am a penis.
Only the people that like you?
That's in that.
It's
Yeah,
an awful small crowd.
it is, yeah. That's why I am such a viewer.
I love that it's InYouEndo.
Yeah, that's what I was like, oh, damn it. Yeah, I didn't know you went with that name change. Hot damn.
Yeah. You can find the rest of these nerds only here on this day.
We're exclusive.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And if you guys go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel, the XanderDarks,
we're kind of
right there, boom.
You
Enter
will
the Xander zone.
Literally
Once
never
in a
see
lifetime
him
chance.
stream
No,
ever.
not at all. No.
Enter the Xander zone.
That's what it is. That's
Oh
what
my
it
goodness.
is.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
we're kind of under
Consider,
contract. He
room.
pimps us out occasionally.
I'm gonna heckle the lads after a show today and kind of talk about what happened, and we are gonna part ways. If you want to stick around, you can see out in. Thank you so much, Chrissy, for the social tab there. Check out the Discord. You can support and show all of your love there to all of those other places: the Facebook, the Twitter, YouTube, where this will go up in like 24 to 48 hours, and the Patreon. It keeps the stream alive, keeps the dream alive, guys. You can support it with as little as $1. As high as you'd like to. It only comes out one time a month, and if you don't have it, it doesn't draw. My feelings won't be hurt if you can't. I understand that not everyone can support financially, but by being here in the stream, that is the best way that you can support not only this community, but myself, so I can continue doing this. So thank you so much. I love your faces, and we're going to boogie on out of here. Have a good one, guys. Peace.